Hello, Flosstube. Wow. I just want to say thank you to everyone who's watched my video, provided a comment. I didn't expect A, that many people to watch my video, and B, to have them subscribe so that when I post this video, they want notifications. So thank you. I really love how supportive everyone's been, and I've been trying to watch other people that have subscribed if they have videos as well, just to see what other people are up to. So this week it's going to be broken up into 2 videos. The first video that I'm recording right now is my WIPs and my acquisitions. And then the second video is going to talk about my plans for Stitch Mania. The reason being is, one, I haven't quite figured out how to edit videos. And since a lot of the patterns I'm doing electronic, inserting pictures, might be a little difficult. So if anyone has YouTube video editing tutorials that they can suggest watching, please let me know, because I would love to figure out how to do this. Because what I've been doing, this is like the 4th take, is I'm just recording it straight through, and if I like it, then if I don't like it, I just delete it and start over again. The last take was the takes of ums. I was saying way too many ums, and so hence I deleted it. So since I last saw you guys, there's not a lot of progress. So I think for me, doing a weekly video is probably gonna be not so fun. Probably more my rambling than stitchy stuff. So I think going forward, I probably will try to do every other week or once a month, just so that I have a little bit more stuff to do. I'm gonna try to keep the videos fairly short, so nothing too long, because I know a hubby commented, I'm like, it's 30 minutes. Isn't that really long? And then I did some more research, watched a couple other people. I'm like, no, 30 minutes is actually kind of short. So let's get on. So I'm going to start with some knitting progress, and then I'm going to go with some cross stitch, and then we're going to go to the hauls, and then future videos, and then wrap it up. So that's the plan. So my knitting mojo came back. I'm so happy. So I worked on 2 shawls this week. And for knitting shawls, I'm a big Kristen Kapur fan. So I actually worked on, each June she has a mystery shawl. So I have the 2015 shawl that I'm working on, the 2014, and the 2013. I think I finished the 2012. It took me a whole year. So first up, this should be the 2013. It's called Germinate. What I worked on what I added this week, is just the purple. I picked it back up. It's been in timeout for a little bit. So, the purple is this top purple stripe, this tiny little purple stripe, which is about maybe 5-6 rows, is all that I knit on this week. In one day. I think I really only worked on it one day. This is why I said I don't have enough progress. I don't want to quickly do something just to have something to show. So, hence, my videos are going to be further apart after like, video 5 will be a little bit further a longer time period between videos 4 and 5. So this is what I worked on. The 2 light grays are just solid colors that I bought from Simply Sock Yarn, and in my comments I'll link I'll link the pattern, and I'll link what yarn I used. So I have a question for you all, Flosstube people. So I know some people have show notes. What do you use? Do you actually write it out by hand? I mean, I liked writing by hand to just kind of get an idea, but do you capture it on, do you use Evernote or some type of word processor, and you just copy and paste, and then as you work on it, you just copy it over, so when you're talking about the same thing, you don't have to retype it all out? What do you guys, let me know, what do you guys, other Flosstubers, what do you guys use to document your show notes? If you do show notes. Or how do you plan what you're going to talk about? Because I don't think anyone just puts it on the camera and just talks. You gotta gather stuff. All right, the second pattern, or the second thing I worked on, is my 2015 Kristen Kapur mystery shawl, and this is called Liz Christy. Make sure I got the right side this time. So this is a shawl. It's lace. It will be a half circle. I actually frogged a bunch of it because I was almost done. I was working on the bind off and realized that I still didn't like it because I missed a row, and I can't frog. I have no patience. I do have my OCD moments, so I frogged the last pattern, and there's 6 patterns in this. There were 6 releases in this mystery shawl. I was working on 6, so I frogged all the way back to the beginning of 5, and so I started. So this tiny little one is one day's work, one night, just maybe half hour. So that's basically it. Well, I frogged it and then wound my yarn and then knit some more, and then I tweaked it so I would get the right stitch count at the end. So this one is knit from Leading Men Fiber Arts, London Fog. So I'm going to give a shout out to Steve, because I think he's on Stitch Mania now, but I've been watching Steve's podcast, Dramatic Knits, for years. And him and his partner started dyeing yarn, and they're Leading Men Fiber Arts. So I really love this. It's really soft. And it's actually great to work with, especially when you knit, you find an error, you frog, and it's not pilling or anything. So, and I love the color. It's very tonal, and it's just nice. I really like it. I have one other colorway by him. It's a rainbow colorway called Oh My God, OMG Squeal. So I don't know what I'm going to knit that up. It's just pretty. I like pretty things. So this is my shout out to Steve. I'll put a link to his podcast, which is a knitting podcast, but Steve just got into cross stitching as well. So I'm going to put a link to his Leading Men Fiber Art in the show notes or in the comment box below, as well as his podcast. And then both Kristen Kapur's patterns I'll also put in there as well, in case anyone else cross stitches and knits. So this one is definitely a labor of love. I basically got this far last July. I took it with me to Wisconsin, because every July we go to Wisconsin to visit my husband's parents. So I basically was down here, I think, maybe here, and so I did a lot of catch up the week we were there. So that's the knitting. Now, what did I work on cross stitch wise? There's probably not a lot of work this week because I was bobbinating and making sure I had everything ready for Maynia. I know there's still 2 weeks till Maynia, but I'm gone on vacation, so don't really want to come back and not have a project ready to go. So without further ado, this is what I worked on this week. So me and my son went to doing the ums again. So Jack had game night after I recorded on Friday and posted it on Saturday. So Saturday afternoon my son and I went to Oliver and I went to a birthday party, which had been the most social he's ever been. So he's quite a shy guy, very talkative once you get to know him, like his father. Jack went to game night. So when we came back, he put on some leapfrog and was out probably by the second leapfrog that he watched, and he was passed out, and I was stitching. So what I managed to finish was the March destination for Pumpkin Passport, which is Amsterdam. I didn't do any modifications. So in January's London, I put a little TARDIS. Paris, I still probably have to finish this bird and add something here, which I figured out what I was going to do. I was going to try to do a flag with a key in it, but I don't know how successful that'll be. And then this is Amsterdam with no mods. It's just as written by the pattern. And I started Switzerland. So they had a little boy in the they had a boy in the pattern, so I'm changing him because I'm inspired by Katie, the Stash Queen, to make him into 11. So I'm probably going to do 11 with the fez. I probably won't do the mop, but he'll have the fez. I'm also inspired, I haven't done the top portion yet, top border, done the bottom border. I kind of want to do the top border in something more variegated and not the pink that there is. So I might wait till the very end to do that, just because I want to know. I mean, I've seen the border go across, so across the top and the bottom, so I kind of want to do something. I want to change it up and not have it be so pink. I do like the yellow and the teal, so that is going to stay, and I think I have pretty much, I've got Let's Go on Adventure. This part is done. The bottom yellow border I'm still working on, but the top border I think is mostly done. I just got to fill in the little waves at the, so that's going well. That is the end of what I worked on. Acquisition time! Anyway, that sounded crazy. I might keep that. Playing around. So I basically got 2 acquisitions this week. This one came in the mail on Friday, which was awesome. So I got, for one of my Stitch Mania projects, Princess Grace, which I'll show in my next video, some hand-dyed by Stephanie in her 28 count Joblend in the Secret colorway. So this is what the fabric looks like. It's kind of like a lavender gray with some hot pink, so it's kind of cool. The cool thing that I found out is Hand Dyed by Stephanie's is local to me. When I say local to me, it's within an hour's drive. So anything I order, once it's ready, will get shipped to me very quickly. So I'm actually really lucky. There's, if I remember correctly, that I know of at least 4 local needlepoint cross-stitch shops local to me that I know of. And when I mean local, I did say within an hour, right? I've been to 3 of them. One of them just does needlepoint, so she doesn't do cotton or floss, and that one's amazing because they have it all, they're painted and then you stitch, and then they do some other specialty stitches. So I haven't got into that. I just learned how to do French knots, so I'm very basic. I can do your half stitch, your back stitch. I know how to bead now because I went to go visit one of them, and they taught me how to bead real quick, and they taught me how to do French knots. So the 2 cross stitch stores that I've been to that are local to me, they're awesome. And it's just pretty going in. I mean, you see all the patterns, you see all the floss. It's just pretty. It's like going into a yarn shop where you just see the walls of yarn and all the pretty colors. So yeah, so this is going to be for my Princess Grace cross stitch. So I think, I know I got a full yard because it's 26 by 36. The pattern that I'm stitching calls for, it's like a 13 by 13. So I think what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to tape the cut edge so it doesn't fray, so that I'll have the other half, or the other quarter, third. I think I need 2/3 of this, and I'll leave the other third to be used for something else, because this is really pretty and I don't want to just have extra fabric along. So I'm going to probably use the calculator and figure out what I need to do. I think one side's 26, so hopefully I might just have to tape 2 sides and not the third side, or I might just take it over to my mom's and have her use her sewing machine and do the hem stitch or a zigzag stitch on the other 2 sides of this, so I don't have as big of a extra fabric, so I can reuse it, because it's just, it's hand dyed, it's, it's unique for, this. So I think that's the plan for that. But I'm not planning on starting my Princess Grace. That's the last project that I'm going to start Maynia, and I think I'm going to start stitching that on Memorial Day. So Memorial Day in the States is usually the last Monday of May, and that's basically to honor our armed services. So it's a longer weekend, hence more stitching time. Assuming there's not any, assuming there isn't like extra family obligations or barbecues. There usually isn't. The other acquisition I got that just came in the mail today, I actually waited to film until I got this, was I got Country Cottage Needleworks pie menu. So my plan is that this would be, I would stitch this up as a gift. Hopefully I can get it done by Christmas. So this is the pattern. I think they have one that's ice cream as well, so that one might get stitched too if I can find it. It would be a set that I would do. So this, so my mother-in-law is a phenomenal baker, and my husband's family loves dessert. We joke that so on my side of the family we have a soup stomach, which means regardless of how much we eat at dinner, there's always room for soup. It's liquid, right? So that's basically on my side of the family. Now, on my husband's side of the family, they're German, so on their side, so for him, he always has room for dessert. Doesn't matter how much he eats, what happens usually when we go out to eat is I'll fill up on the appetizer, over the bread basket, eat my entree, do pretty good on those, maybe take the entree home, and then have no room for dessert. He somehow manages to always have room for dessert. So and I'm also not a big dessert fan or an ice cream fan, so when we order dessert, he hates it when I share because then I only take 2 bites. So, but usually what happens when we have dessert is that I'll get my dessert, he'll get his dessert, he'll eat all his dessert, I'll eat, if I'm good, all my dessert. Doesn't happen very often. Most of the time, if I'm really good, I'll eat maybe half or a third of my dessert. Sometimes I would say if I'm good, I'll eat half of my dessert, and then he gets the other half. So that's why he always wants us to order 2 desserts, so he gets extra dessert. Anyway, enough about the desserts. So, as I mentioned, next week I'm going to be traveling. So what I'm planning on doing is filming a video on what's in my travel craft bag, because I don't pack light. I did manage to take some, when we went to England last year, I did manage to bring 2 knitting projects and a journal. And I mean, so maybe pull my own suitcase. We didn't have a car, so basically we took the trains everywhere. I don't think we even went on a cab, so we basically took the tube everywhere. So I had to drag my suitcase. Whenever we had to drag my suitcase, I had to drag it. And it got heavy because I bought books as souvenirs, so it got a little heavy. So the last days we were leaving to get on, going through the tube stations to get to Heathrow, we switched suitcases, and I'm like, yours is so much lighter. Why did you make me, why had to teach you a lesson? So I was like, yeah. So I was lugging my heavy suitcase, and he had this light thing because he has his tablet, and that's all his entertainment that he needs. He has his phone, his tablet, that's it. I had my tablet, my phone, I had knitting projects, I had my souvenirs, because I bought souvenirs. He did my souvenirs. Like this t-shirt I got my souvenir from Stonehenge, which is the second time I've been to Stonehenge. Anyway, I'm going to stop babbling. So my plan is, over here. So, my plan is that I saw a video that Amy Tangerine posted about what she takes to craft. Now, granted, she's just has her, scrapbooking and her travel journal, but she still fills this bag. And I've seen something similar from other planner girls, like the Reset Girl, and I think I can't remember, Planning a Wife, like other planner girls where they have this bag, and this is what they have their planner supplies in from when they travel. So my plan is that I would take my scrapbooking or a journal, stuff to journal in, not too much. Maybe 1 or 2 stamp sets, a stamp block, some inks. Now I gotta rethink this thing. A few inks and, simple stuff, and a couple pens, Post-it notes, just so I can document the little stories. Because I know I'm going to take a gabillion pictures, not like 1,000 pictures on this trip. So this is the plan. So this is the bag that I bought. It's by, I bought it at Target, Target.com. I think wasn't too bad. I think it was like $20-something. No, nothing horrible, nothing crazy. It is a makeup bag, so it's contents by Lego. It's a weekend makeup bag. So inside it has 2 compartments, one that has the plastic vinyl. I just got it, so that's why you still see the packaging. There's a middle section for zipper section, as well as like a section for makeup brushes. I'm probably gonna use this for pens. This might be for some this I might put my travels. I'm probably taking a pair of travel scissors. I'm gonna try to take the de-threading, whatchamacallit, probably my thread heaven, probably, and then 1 to 2 projects. I know this hoop will fit in here, so that's probably a small hoop. And then this side has a mesh. So my plan is on my 4th video is to do a what's in my travel craft bag. If I get time, I'm gonna try to do it on location, in beautiful where we're gonna be. If not, I'll wait till I get home and then I will shoot the video then, and then I will comment on whether or not I overpacked. Did I use everything? What did I use? What did I didn't use? Or would I not pack again? I tend to overpack. I'm getting better at not overpacking clothes, but when it comes to things to do, like books is not as difficult anymore since I have my Nook, and I haven't really bought a physical book. I mean, I do love my paper books, but I do love how light everything is in your Nook. So if I finish, so I can read books. So I've actually, this week, Marianne Knightley came out with her, I think it's number 6 in her Royal Family of Valeria. Sorry if I'm butchering it. I know I butcher names, so I apologize, but everything will be correctly down below. So I was going to wait, but her book came out like on Wednesday or something. I started and finished it that night. It was an awesome story. I really love the storyline. The intrigue is kind of interesting because it's a royal family, and obviously each of the royals they're falling in love, and they're not falling in love with, it's not like they're falling in love with other royals. In this one, she falls in love with her bodyguard. I'm not giving anything away the story because it actually says that on the back cover. So, that was a great story. And I know Nora Roberts' The Obsession came out this week, so I'm holding off on reading that so that goes on the plane. The other one that I'm looking forward to is next week. I think it's under the Amanda Quick pseudonym, not the Jane Ann Krantz. Doesn't really matter. Same lady. Love her stuff. It's Till Death Do Us. Hold on, let me check. All right, my husband's computer's on the other side. So yeah, Till Death Do Us Part is going to be released on April 18th. So between those 2 books, I should be good to go. And then I found BookBub is actually pretty good. It kind of gives you deals on books, and they've been pretty good because you kind of type in your genre and they write in. Well, the cool thing is I've been putting in some of my favorite authors, so if I've noticed that some of them have a free book, then I'll buy it, or it's 99 cents, I'll buy it to put in my digital catalog. So one of these days I really will need to go through my paperback books and figure out, okay, if I have the electronic copy and it's not a signed copy and it's not one of my favorite author, my go-to gotta read everything they write authors, then I might just donate the book, and since I have the electronic copy I can reread it at any time. So that sort of thing. And then while I've been stitching, I've also found that Audible is really good. So I've been listening to another Jane Ann Krantz book. I think it's Trust No One. So I've been listening to that while I've been stitching. That kind of works better than watching TV. I don't get as distracted. And in fact, I stitched longer because I think I was listening to Donna Kaufman's Blueberry Cove series, and since I hadn't listened to it and I was stitching, I would stay up later just listening to that to find out what's going on next, because addicting. I mean, romance novels are addicting, and they're fun and they're happy. I mean, especially the lighthearted ones. The ones that tend to get a little darker, I found that if I start reading it and then the storyline is just getting too dark, I will stop reading it. The funny thing is with the J.D. Robb ones, even though they're kind of gruesome and they go in the mindset of they can be pretty gritty. Maybe the crime stuff doesn't bug me as the, a little more of the darker, adult content, that sort of thing. I mean, Carly Phillips with her Dare series is going there, and it's definitely it's definitely harder, a little more hardcore. That's okay. It's not going crazy because it is the romance is between two. There's still consent. Sometimes when there's manipulations and there's romance goes in there's a very wide range. I mean, sometimes it's very PC, usually the YA, it's very PC, and then you can go all the way into the dark side. I mean, there's the light side and there's the dark side, but when you go dark, it goes dark, and I kind of like the middle. I mean, a little dark, a little light, that's okay. Once it gets a little rougher, it's just not. Anyway, I'm trying to keep this very PC. Anyway, I'm talking way too much. So back to, I'm trying not to wrap this up. So I think after my 4th video, which is the travel bag, I'm probably going to, the frequency is not going to be every week because I don't think I can produce enough that I could have that much to talk about. So I'm probably going to switch to either every other week, or monthly, just so I have something to show and something to talk about. Because I can talk about my other, I'm going to probably inject some knitting, and I can talk about my books, but we're all here. It's mainly about the cross stitching. I didn't have that much cross stitch. So, wow. I've almost have 30 minutes. Anyway, so my next video will be really short. It's just going to be talking about, I'm going to show more about my happy planner that's in here, about my plans for Stitch Mania, and then that's it. So after that will be my craft video, my travel craft bag video. So if you have any other suggestions about what I should talk about, other than what I've been working on, other topics, let me know. Because pretty much, so it's going to want to be the same thing, but I kind of want to throw something new every now and then. Probably not going to have that many new acquisitions anymore, just because after the vacation, I impulsively started it was on the home improvement project list. It was just further down, and I impulsively set an appointment, and we're starting a home improvement project, which is 8 years in the making because we lived in this house for 8 years. I actually shifted another project, a priority of a different project because I wanted to redo the floor, wanted to get rid of some disgusting carpeting in the downstairs, and I shifted that for this window project. So we're replacing some windows. So my acquisitions must be controlled. My shopping needs to be controlled because we're going to be spending a lot of money in the next couple months. Again, all these projects and trips are in the budget. It's just, I think when it comes to spending money, you really need to keep yourself in check, and how what you spend. It's impulse control, right? I mean, yeah, I'm stressed at work, so I might shop, but I'm trying not to. Little things here or there, it adds up. And when your husband checks the budget every month, and, he doesn't say anything, but you see all the stuff piling up. It's not, even if you do contribute to the, going on my review, it's like you contribute, but if this is coming up, it's not good to, overspend when you don't have to. Anyway, so I'm going to sign off now so I can record the other project, the other short little video. I think I'm not going to delete this one, so I think 4 takes is pretty good. So thanks again for watching, and I will see you next time, and I hope you have plenty of time to craft till the next time we chat. Talk to you later. Bye.